Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Project Management Nation, where we talk about all things project. We've been doing a series on ChatGPT, an artificial intelligence software package that has been in the news, and I've been exploring whether or not ChatGPT can help project managers. Today, we're going to continue that discussion and talk about budgeting. Can ChatGPT help us to manage our project budgets? Hope you enjoy. All right, as stated in this video, we are going to talk about the project budget capabilities of ChatGPT. So we're going to explore whether or not it's smart enough to help us manage our budget. What I've done is I have created a scenario for us. Let me put the scenario in the chat. So it says, I'm managing an international expansion project called Project Poland. The budget is $500,000. Will I stay within the project budget? And then I list out budget items. Legal fees at $75,000, recruiting fees at $75,000, office build-out expenses at $150,000. So right there you can see I'm up to $300,000. It's item 4 that's the interesting one. IT consulting fees to make changes in the HR and finance systems. There are 2 consultants. Their individual fees are $350 per hour and will take 4 weeks to complete their work working full time. So let's see what it thinks. That 350 number is intentionally high for the scenario, but let's see what it tells us. So here, it's answering, it's difficult to say whether you'll stay in project budget without more information about other expenses you're planning to incur. However, it looks like you're planning to spend about $375 on legal fees, recruiting fees, office build-out fees, and IT consulting fees. Assuming the consultants work full-time for 4 weeks at $350 per hour, their fees would come to $35,000. When you add that to the other budget items, you would have spent $410 of your $500,000 budget. If that's the only thing, then we should have $90,000 left over. So it's saying that we can. I'm going to do a really quick check on its math, though, for the 350 times, why is it saying 10 hours? I guess that's a full day to it, times 2 consultants, times 40 times 4. Yeah, you see, I don't believe that its math is right. I have $112,000. Because if we take $350 per hour and they're working 40 hours a week for 4 weeks, then I get 112, not the 35,000. So while I like where it's going and the way it's thinking about things, it's actually not right. I intentionally set this up so that we would be over budget, and it got it wrong. We're going to try really quickly. Let's regenerate the response and see if it comes up with anything better. So it's a language model. I don't have access to your financial information. There we go. No, that's still not right. 350 times 40 hours times 2 times 4 is 112,000. It's not 56. So it's still there by half. So it's telling me I'd stay within budget. So I am a little bit disappointed in the way it's coming back. The calculations simply are not right. But we're going to give it a couple more scenarios. What if the consulting takes 6 weeks to complete? See if it's smart enough to figure that out. It's thinking. Okay, the IT consulting fees for 2 consultants working full-time for 6 weeks at $350 per hour would be calculated as follows. $350 times 40 times 2 times 6 is 168,000. So its math, I don't know what's happening, but its math is consistently off. So it says that we're going to be in budget when we would not be. Fascinating. So now we're going to ask it a different question, but see if it's smart enough to tell us what a good rate for IT consulting is. Like I said, I think that $350 rate per hour is high. So what is a good rate for IT consulting? So it can vary greatly. I agree. Okay. So it's actually saying that $350 rate is not as expensive as it could be. It depends on the specific project. Okay. All right. So it gave us some ranges though, so that's interesting. Let's ask us one more question. Do you have any recommendations for cutting my project budget? All right, it's got some suggestions. Negotiate with consultants. You may be able to get better rates. Okay. Use existing resources. Yeah. Oh. Rather than flying people in and hire them remotely. Use open source software. Okay, so these are general cost-saving measures, but they're legit. Look for efficiencies. Well, it's spitting out a lot of them. Reevaluate the scope of work. Okay. So you shouldn't compromise quality. That's a good consideration. Fascinating. So that's all good. In general, I like the way it thinks, but its math is just simply wrong. Therefore, I cannot recommend ChatGPT to help you with your budgets unless you're very careful in double checking its math, because it just simply did not seem right. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you. All right, I hope that you enjoyed the content of that video and that it was useful for you. Please like and subscribe. Also, please put in the comments any comments you have, any thoughts, expand the ideas that I presented. Also, if you've got ideas for other videos, please let me know. Right now, I'm going to take a second to do a shameless plug. A couple of years ago, I wrote a book. I was fortunate enough to have it picked up by a publisher. It's called The MBA Distilled for Project and Program Professionals. And it talks about the experience that I had getting my MBA while being a project and program manager. It covers all of the core MBA courses from corporate strategy to finance, accounting, economics, and it takes the learnings from the MBA program and applies it to our profession. I really enjoyed writing the book. I think there's a lot of great skills that we can apply to our profession in it. My favorite chapter, though, is the very last chapter. And if you are a project or program professional and you're thinking about getting your MBA, you're going to want to read that chapter. It will help you to decide. I believe in the power of the MBA and that it can be a real career booster, but not for everybody. And I talk through all of my logic as to why. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video.